which was saying that we must believe that ibadat, that is the due right of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because He created the whole world and created the human beings as well, subjugated the whole world to these humans, and subjugated humans to His orders and His commands. He ordered them to worship Him and to abstain from violation of His hudud and the limits He prescribed or described. Now, both of them is called ibadah. You are performing a fariza or a wajib, that is ibadah. And you are abstaining from haram, that is also ibadah. On both you would be rewarded by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And now, aqlan, that is wajib on you. Why? Because your wujud and existence is from Allah. Whatsoever you are and whatsoever you have, that is from Allah. You are living every single second of your life that is gifted by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Every single breath of yours, every single sip of water, every single piece of food that is provided by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But on your body, every single hair that is provided by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. These are His in'amat and favors. So Imam Waliullah says that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has fixed a latifa nuraniya and an illuminating or shining element. Like you know in your own language, nagina. Yes, the precious stone, especially the ruby. Yes, a shining stone. So, to make you to understand, such like shining element or jewel, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is fixed in human nature. And that jewel or that nagina or that latifa nurani, that is inclined to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is number one. Number two, Imam rahmatullahi alayhi says that to protect that latifai nurani from any cover, any dirt, dust and filth, because a shining thing that is shining, but if you will cover it with something, so shining is gone. It will be shining inside, but shine is not coming out. Got it? Because you put a black type of fabric or cover over it. So now Imam Rahmatullah Alayhi says that the second thing in this regard is to practice those a'mal which is must for the protection of that element and for its shining as well, and to abstain from those a'mal which will make it dirty and cover it and it will take away its light. And then Imam Rahmatullahi Alayhi says that if he kept it shining based on the practices he is doing, so he would be recompensed with good, mujazat bil hasana, and if otherwise, so mujazat bil sayyi'ah, he will get punished by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that was the brief of that chapter we already studied. Now the new chapter is Babu Ta'zim Sha'airillah. Allah is Allah. Allah is Allah. One of His quality name is Zahir. Another one is Batin. He is visible, invisible. And you can call Him invisible, visible. Got it? And today or tonight, we talked about seeing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. that that is possible here in this world as well, but we don't have the power to see him. We don't have the sight to see him. So now, as long as the human do not see a great thing, he is not getting impressed by his greatness. Got it? Got it? You are getting it or not?
Yes.
Yani, for example, law, that is great because you are bound to follow the laws. You are bound to follow the laws. But as long as you do not see the highway patrol, so you are high speeding or over speeding. But the moment the people see the highway patrol on the freeway, so they push the brake and they control the speed. Got it? Or you saw the sign that speed is checked by radar. Got it? Or speed is checked by aircraft. So once again, a visible thing, you felt it. So you control the car. Got it? Even though the aircraft itself or the radar itself, it cannot punish you. It cannot. Punishment will come from the authority. But this radar and this camera or this aircraft, they are representing that authority. So these are called shi'ar. These are called what? Symbols. Or for example, you are speeding, but suddenly you saw a sign, and that sign, the two small kids having backpack on their back. So even though if the word is not written there, only the symbol is there, so what you do? You control the speed, that here is school. Yes? Or you see the red crescent or the blue crescent. So the blue crescent on a sign which represent a hospital. What? A hospital. So there you do not honk because that is a hospital. So these are called symbols. Even though these symbols are from the authorities and your fear is actually from the authority, but authority is not seen there, the symbol is seen. So you are giving a due respect to those symbols as well. Now at night, nobody will be there on the street, but when you will approach a stop sign, so you will stop or not? Say, otherwise no police is there. Yes, but the stop sign is representing whom? The police and the authority. So you are giving the same respect to this STOP or this hectane, huh?
Octagon.
How?
Octagon.
How do you spell it?
OCT.
OCT, yes, octagon, yes, because it has eight. Yes, 8. So octagon, when you see the octagon written stop there, so you stop. Got it? These are called shi'ar. These are called what? Shi'ar. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَمَن يُعَزِّمْ شَعَائِرَ اللَّهِ فَإِنَّهَا مِن تَقْوَى الْقُلُوبِ. In the same way, Allah has symbols. In the same way, Allah has symbols. Whosoever He will magnify, He will magnify the symbols of Allah. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, it means that His heart is pious. His heart is pious. He is a law-abiding slave, like is law-abiding citizen. Got it? So he is a law-abiding slave. Got it? So symbols. So Imam Rahmatullahi alayh, he has written this chapter, Babu Ta'zim Sha'airillah. That this chapter is regarding magnifying or giving due respect to the symbols of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, the ayah is that of Surah Al-Hajj, and that is ayah number 32. Zalik, this is the case. وَمَنْ يُعَظِّمْ شَعَائِرَ اللَّهِ وَمَنْ يُعَظِّمْ شَعَائِرَ اللَّهِ, and whosoever will honor the symbols of Allah, respect and magnify the symbols of Allah, فَإِنَّهَا مِنْ تَقْوَى الْقُلُوبِ, then that is truly from the piety of his heart. Because nobody is seen there, but he is giving a due respect to the symbol. You know what I'm saying? So now, in stormy night, when nobody is seen there, and you stop at stop sign, it means that you honor the symbol because this symbol represents the authority and the government. Got it? So from your heart, you are giving a respect to the symbols. So same is the case of Sha'airullah. So now, in another ayah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Baqarah, Inna Safa wal Marwata min sha'airillah. That Safa and Marwa, both these are the symbols of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So now, in the first ayah of Surah Hajj, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, giving respect and honor to Sha'airullah, that is the piety of heart. Now what is Sha'air? That is the plural of Sha'ira. And Sha'ira, that is a symbol as I meant. And Taqwa, فَإِنَّا مِن تَقْوَى الْقُلُوبِ. So Taqwa is actually avoiding, protecting. Two means. Avoiding, and number two, protecting. So now, its mean is to avoid disobedience and to protect yourself from disobedience. In other words, you can say protect yourself from violation. Protect yourself from violation. Do not violate the rules. So when you will do it, so for sure, you will be safe from the punishment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that is the base of deen, and that is the whole knowledge. The whole Quran and all hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. When somebody will come to know fear of Allah, so it means that he is a great alim, he is a great scholar. Ilm doesn't mean that how many books you have studied, how many courses you have completed, how much fear of Allah you have. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam says, Rasul Hikmah Makhafatullah, the fountainhead of knowledge, wisdom. Hikmah, that's wisdom. That the fountainhead of wisdom, or the ultimate end of wisdom, or completion of wisdom is Makhafatullah, the fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So, when somebody has the fear of Allah, he will never disobey and never violate and transgress. And the actual fear is not that of punishment. Punishment must be that of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Right. That why you are not violating the rule? Because I fear Allah. And that's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Ittaqullah, Ittaqullah, Ittaqullah. So now if you will do it like this, so in your heart, the greatness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make its place. Got it? The greatness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it will make its place in your heart. Now, there are so many symbols of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, like masjid, every masjid, small or big, made of mud, or even not made, only stones. Some Muslim they have put, for example, if you will go there to Basgaran area in Afghanistan, yes, the farmers, so in their farms they have put some stones around, yes, which is the limitation that this place is reserved for what? For prayer. So we are giving that masjid as respect as to a big castle made of marbles and made of this and that and that and that, billions of dollars, and they have spent $100. Yes, so we are giving, because this respect is not for the materials, This respect is for that attribution. Respect is for who? For the attribution. Otherwise, this place of ours, sometime back, it was a storage or something. It was what? It was a storage. So yes, storage. People are coming and going here. Who is looking at? But now, when we come and we turned it to a masjid. So what we do? We take up our shoes. We put it there. We are not making a mess here. We don't do any violation of the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Why? Because we are bound to give respect to a place which is attributed to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Like that, the azan, that's also a shi'ar of deen. That's a symbol of deen. When the azan is given, so what you will say? That this is a masjid. Or the people, they are calling for prayer. Salatul Jama'ah. The Eidain, Eid al-Fitr and Eid al-Adha. That is a symbol and sign of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The Ramadan, that is symbol and sign of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When you will go to Hajj, yes, so there is Arafat, there is Mina, there is Muzdalifah. So these are deserts. Deserts, but attributed to Allah. That's called manasik. Manasik is the plural of mansak, and mansak means the place of ibadah. The place of ibadah, especially ibadat, which is connected and related to Hajj. So we are giving a due respect to Arafat. We are giving a due respect to Muzdalifah. We are giving a due respect to Mina. We are giving a due respect to Koh Safa. We are giving a due respect to Marwa, or even to every single stone of Makkah. We are giving a due respect and of Medina, because attribution is a must. What? Attribution, that is a must. So these are the Sha'airullah, or the day of Tarwiyah, which is the 8th of Dhul Hijjah. When people are going to Mina, so day of Tarwiyah, here we fast. Or all over the world, the Muslims are fasting. Our day of Arafah, the people are fasting. So that is a day like normal days, but attribution. It has become Sha'airullah, the symbols of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yes, circumcision of Muslim kids. What is that? A type of small surgery? A type of small surgery, but for that, we invite our relatives and our friends. So that's a type of giving respect to Sha'airullah, because that is Sunnah of Ibrahim and Sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. So it means that these are actually the visible shapes of Sha'airullah. The visible shapes of Sha'airullah. And this is the short-sightedness of a human. If they see something and feel something, they give respect. If they don't see and don't feel, so then they don't care, because it does not come into their mind how to conceive it. Got it? Like as children of Israel, the Jews, they were going with Musa alayhi salatu wasalam. So they passed by a people in Egypt that they were worshipping the cow. They were worshipping the cow. So now they were calling that cow as their god and worshipping it. That was a visible thing. So even Bani Israel, they got impressed by a visible god. So they said to Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, Ij'al lana ilahan kama lahum aliha. Please make us a god, visible god, like as they have a visible god. We believe in that invisible God, but we have never seen it. Yes, and if we want to see him, so we are gone. Yes, so human by nature, he is impressed by visible things. So they say, Ij'al lana ilahan kama lahum aliha. So Musa alayhi salatu wasalam said to them, Innakum qawmun tashadun. You are a very jahil qawm. You are a very, they are. So anyhow, Innakum qawman tajhalun, that you are doing jahalat. Why you are doing that? So anyhow, Musa alayhi salatu wasalam was actually qawman tajhalun. He was putting in their mind that in my whole life, I am telling and teaching you that material thing could never be a god. Yes, the simple and big point is a material thing could never be a god. And now you saw a material cow, so you say that ij'al lana ilahan kama lahum aliha. So anyhow, Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, he told them that a material thing could not be a god. Why? Because a god is immortal, and anything which is material, that is mortal. So mortal could never be a god. And that's what Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam, he said to his qawm, to his people, that this star, that is God. فَلَمَّا أَفَلَ قَالَ لَا أُحِبُّ الْآفِلِينَ. When it disappeared, so he said that this zawal came on it, so I cannot worry in such like God. Actually, he was debating them. And same was the case of moon and sun. These Anbiya, they are trying to make common lay people to understand in a very simple way. So, Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, he told them that I tried to make you to understand that material thing cannot be a god, but you are doing jahalat. It doesn't mean that you are jahil. You are not jahil. You are doing jahalat. So doing jahalat means that you are stubborn. You are hard-headed. Akas ke na danad wa na danad ke na danad. You don't understand, but you don't understand that you don't understand. Got it? Akas ke na danad wa na danad ke na danad. Darjale murakkab abad uddhar bemanad. Or akas ke na danad wa bidanad ke na danad. If somebody is jahil, he does not understand, but he understood that I don't understand. So for sure, he will listen to someone who understands, and that will guide him. But if somebody, he does not know his non-understanding, so how you will make him understand? Yeah, and in Pashto, there is a saying which means that somebody who is sleeping really, who is sleeping, so you can wake him up. But someone who pretends that he is sleeping, can you wake him up? Because he is stubborn, he is hard-headed. So anyhow, sha'air are so many, but Imam Rahmatullah alayhi in this chapter, he is talking about 4 major sha'air. That for Islam and for Muslims, there are 4 major symbols through which they are known that they are Muslim and through which their deen is known. Number 1, because Allah is invisible. So 4 major symbols of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Number 1, Baytullah. We pray to Baytullah. We give respect to Baytullah, not? Yes. Yes. What type of respect? We kiss it. We touch it. We kiss it. We touch it. Fahim's mother, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless her ruh. So we were there in Umrah. We were there in Umrah. And she was saying, Qadi Sahib, I want to touch Baytullah. Lot of rush. So I told him and his sister and to Wasim that, look, from this side that is very difficult. From Rukni Yamani side, before Rukni Yamani, we can take her there. Because she was not feeling good, so we took her there. And she touched Baytullah. She touched it. She was that happy when we came back to hotel. So she said, Qadi Sahib, I made 2 du'as. I said, what is that? So she said, one dua, how can I touch the house of Allah? So alhamdulillah, I touched it. And she said that I made another dua that I don't want to die in America, I want to die in Afghanistan. So from Umrah, she went back to Afghanistan and 2-3 days. In 2-3 days, she passed away. And she was praying at that time. Yes. So anyhow, this is actually in the heart that everybody want to touch Baytullah. Yes. That is because of respect. Because Baytullah, that is the symbol of Allah. That's why we call it Ka'batullah. or we call it Baytullah, the Kaaba of Allah, the house of Allah. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is sitting there? No, Kaaba. That's what Hamad asked me. That I said that, Hamad, this is the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So he said that Allah Pak is coming here at night. Yes, because he's small kid. So he said that he's coming at night. Yes. So I said, no, every time he is here, but we cannot see him. But he said, I want to see him. I said, why you want to see him? He said, because I love him. So anyhow, love with Allah, so that is nature. As Imam Waliullah in the previous chapter, he gave us the details. So number one, Baytullah. And number two, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is the symbol of deen. Yes and or not? Yes. Yes. And number three, Kitabullah, the book of Allah, this holy Quran, this is the symbol of Allah. Subhan. That's why when we take it, we kiss it. Because to show your love, what you do? Got it? Kissing. So that's why we kiss it. We touch our chest with Quran. Yes, we put it in a very respectable and respected way. Yes or not? Yes. Yeah, when we are not with wudu, we are not touching it. That is haram. That is a sin. Yeah. Otherwise, that cover that is made here somewhere in a factory, and the paper that is made in a factory, and the writing that is written by a machine or something, or printing or whatever. But attribution that this is the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And number four, Salatullah, prayer. As Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says, لِكُلِّ شَيْءٍ عَلَمٌ وَعَلَمُ الْإِيمَانِ الصَّلَاةِ. Everything has a flag. Yes, everything has a flag. Flag is also called alam. And alam and alama means symbol. What? Symbol or sign. So everything has a symbol. وَعَلَمُ الْإِيمَانِ الصَّلَاةِ. And the symbol of iman is prayer. So when somebody, he is praying the prayer, so we will say that he is a Muslim. That he is what? He is otherwise, we have never met him. We have never known him. We have never seen him. Yeah, but we saw him that he is praying. So when he is praying, then he is a Muslim. So Imam Rahmatullahi alayhi, he is talking about these four symbols and four signs of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this chapter in detail. Wa sallallahu ta'ala ala khairi khalqi Muhammadin wa alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in bi rahmatika ya arhamar rahimin.